What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another VOD breakdown video. Today we're going to be talking about Sentinels versus 100 Thieves. What went wrong? What went right? How is a team who comes out into this season regarded best in the world, winning the first Masters, how are they getting knocked out of playoffs this fast, having to rely on other teams winning and losing for them to qualify to make champs? First thing that really caused this was this composition created by 100 Thieves here, where they're running this Yoru and the ISO. So kind of a different approach to how this map is being played. We don't really see a lot of double duelist on this map. And usually when you do see double duelist, okay, you're seeing an agent like Jet, in play. And if Jet isn't in play, it's usually like a Neon, where you're, again, throwing that stun, okay, trying to control a lobby because you usually don't have a breach in that setting. But with the Yoru, you do have flashes, and with the ISO, you do kind of have like a complement entry in that way where he's throwing the shield for the Yoru to get in, right? He's popping his shield when the Yoru TP's in and he's fragging out, trading out the Yoru, whatever it might be. With that, you kind of have like different spots you can TP into, right? Your entry pathing can be like hell. It could be backside C. It could be backside B. It's not your classic, jet dash into a smoke, into little positions, right? Yoru and ISO are both agents who are self-sufficient in their own regard in terms of faking, being able to run up and create a lot of presence, pop your shield, have that kind of like immunity factor, running around with a lot of confidence. And we're going to see kind of like an inkling of what this comp is really strong at. It seems that Sentinels are pretty aware of this. A lot of defense teams are running a really loose spread on these pistol rounds on Haven if they aren't instantly fighting mid. And they're just trying to flood to what other bomb site gets sped up on over time. So 100 Thieves are going to kind of walk up here and get ready to contact out onto tenz. I think this is like a really good call here. tenz is going to get contact, and he's actually going to burn a smoke here in the bomb site once he jiggles one more time, and he realizes he's going to, get hit. Celsius moves over with a lot of stopping power. tenz is going to get shocked for over half of his HP here. And I mean, they've basically just contacted into this bomb site not using anything. So they're able to just jump on him. Really good util timing. That's something you can expect from EU. And Celsius kind of takes this space and sits here. Notice how he doesn't pick up the ghost, right? He understands how to make a play. He knows that this isn't a rank game and he can't just pick up the ghost and try to ace. He needs to take his time and really just marinate in this position while all of his teammates get over here. Look at the proactivity for 100 Thieves. Already taking garage in this scenario, knowing that they don't have backside. Celsius has to get a kill here. Does. Saucy's able to capitalize. Austin with a nice kill. Puts a TP down here, and he's ready to play. Tries to sell that he was the one breaking the alarm bot and not Boostio. And this round actually gets a lot closer than what it should have been. But in EU, in a clutch situation against someone who's on 1 HP, I mean, this is pretty much unlosable for him. So a nice kind of like strat prepared here for 100 Thieves, knowing that tenz is going to be someone who's easy to pop on. And I'd say that probably another part of their prep is that tenz is just going to be face checking a lot, and we can trade this guy out and we can jump on him fast with this composition with our utility. So a good start to Haven. So we just mentioned the idea of running a fake, specifically with one of these duelists by themselves. Another strong part that I kind of forgot to cover here is this 7-point ultimate, right? So having the Yoru and the ISO ult here constantly online, constantly cycled, is going to be really problematic, okay? When the Sova ult is online, like EU has here, we also have this luxury of comboing a vulnerable with that, right? So being able to vulnerable someone and instantly kill them with one pulse of the Sova ult rather than two is also really OP. So body language, okay? Something that's actually real and needs to be considered in this game is body language, what agents mean what. Cryo is going to pop his shield here with EU trying to break the alarm bot on B and garage with a smoke, while the rest of the players are going to walk A here. So intentionally trying to manipulate rotations, intentionally trying to draw people over to where he is. Cryo, he's probably working with people. There's people probably following him, right? So Booster's going to make a nice call here. He's also going to pop his cage. A 4-person face, insta double kill. Hat's going to come in here. Cryo's going to be able to kind of like make a play on this, and it's just going to be really hard for Sentinels to get into this round. So they realized that he was around this garage area. They're trying to see and look and to see if he will be lazy. He is, duelist brain there. No reason to go for that peek. It's just total crap from him. But 100 Thieves are now in one of the hardest bomb sites to retake in the game. So, they're in like a pretty good spot here. Still 2 flashes online. One way going out for spawn. Okay, John getting picked off, and the reveal pinging both players in heaven. They're just going to have to move away. okay? You see Asuna going for a fight here, intentionally trying to die so he can get that ult orb. He's looking to get that ult online. Again, 7 ult points, right? If we're talking about a kill, okay, a death, okay, picking up an orb, okay, or just doing some sort of objective, right? We're getting at least 3 around, right? And then on top of that, that makes at least 3 ults a half, right? We're not talking about multi-kills, right? We're not talking about doing multiple things like getting multiple orbs, right? So you're talking 3, 4, 5 Yoru slash ISO ults in a half, depending on someone's performance. Okay, so really difficult to deal with if you are Sentinels. The name of the game here really is to just manipulate rotations, break John QT's utility, and just make him feel as uncomfortable as possible. So with the Yoral online, I think that Boostio expects Sentinels to run some sort of 1-3-1 setup. A loose spread where they can over-rotate onto either site that gets hit with the Yoral, right? You expect something like a C rush, you expect like a rush, but you expect a 5-mana A hit. Anything like that is most likely probable. So you're not really going to see like a 2-3 spread come out here. In this instance, they're going to run up B, they're going to run up garage, they're going to break a bunch of util. So as you can see, we have turret, swarm, and alarm bot. In time, after some utility is expelled here and a decoy, it actually all gets stripped away from John QT. So turret broken, swarm broken, and alarm bot broken. In that time, Boostio's been contesting the A line with his cages and his camera. He kind of knows that people are playing over here. He's going to make the call once he has a little space for them to come back. You know, Asuna, go rip your ult through short. We're going to go play long, right? So Zekken tries to make a trigger discipline play here, has to do something about it, burns his dash, running away. Asuna forms at top short. A target blind from Bang comes through that barely misses, and he's sandwiched, right? Both sides punishing him there, and you're going to see this normal Zeta division or Sugar Zero smoke come into this site, right? So this is like a really good flood smoke for the defender. They can run out the link and they can infest backside and they can play this graffiti position, right? But again, you're going up against that double duelist comp, right? It's different. It's much harder to deal with. You have the Euro flashes, the clone. Okay, you have the shield, you have the wall, you have the vulnerable and the spam coming in. It's not a normal approach. Sentinels need to start thinking ahead of the curve on what they're going to do against ults and utility like this, rather than playing it like a normal map. So in the bonus, center are going to go for a standard misdirection play. They're going to try to make it seem like they're playing for the A line, playing for the A control, and they're immediately going to go back B, and they're going to try to get into a post plant where they can use their utility and potentially Zelsis' ult to win this round. Now again, different comp, okay? You got multiple blue people on this composition, right? This guy's even kind of purple. Harder to deal with, not your standard stuff. You got to start thinking outside the box. Check out the flood utility that's available for 100 Thieves in a situation like this. So Crow's kind of like acting as an initiator. He's throwing his vulnerable with some spam, playing over there, grabbing his orb. Okay, now he's 2 off of his ult here. Austin's kind of set up on the line. His TP's over towards C. He's going to sit here and he's going to wait. Updraft dash is going to come in from Zekken. He kind of messes up his pathing there. Him and Tenz are supposed to be up, but he can't get the trade. Bang's going to pick him off. The blind comes through. The shield is pop. He's grabbing the orbs, the clone, the flashes, the flood. They're just swarmed. 100 Thieves can be in multiple places at once with a composition like this. Sentinels quickly falling into these little 5 hits that they kind of keep on doing here. Zekken is going to fuck up his pathing again, trying to go top platform. He's going to slip and fall off of it, and another support agent is going to die before he even gets into the bomb site. Now, with some utility combination on top of EU's ult here, he's going to be able to pick off Zelsis, and the flood is going to be able to happen. And Sentinels aren't even going to be able to get past kind of like this backside line where Boostio's playing. They messed up the dash again. Zelsis with a big breach kit is going to fall early, and Tenz is kind of like completely out of here. He can't really like TP into scale or do anything like that. So we're going to watch it kind of like break down here. So again, they contact all the way up. He kind of hears the trip here, sees the camera. He's ready to go. Flash dash, slips, falls, no good. Rolling Thunder online, countered kind of like by a tripwire right now. A lot of flood utility being used. Look at the assists and the kill feed here. Boostio assist, EU Boostio assist, EU assist, Cryo, Asuna assist. And it really wasn't even close. So going into Ascent here, we're going to see the standard comp kind of come out here. With the Killjoy, not the Cypher, go up against this Deadlock Cypher. So we've talked about it multiple times before, but the name of the game really is just like going slow and taking your time. You don't know where the sensors and trips and camera are going to be. You don't know where the opper is going to be. You kind of got to work multiple lanes at once here and accomplish a lot. If you're going to go kind of like one by one, it could be kind of troublesome. You kind of want to break off into packs. The most common default against this comp so far has been kind of like a 2-1-2. The Sova and the Killjoy are working B main, the Omen and the KO are working A main, and Jet is kind of wandering around in mid looking for kills, right? So 100 Thieves definitely have some reps against this comp. They knew what they wanted to do against it, and I'm sure they knew Sentinels was running it. Zekin is intentionally saved for an operator here. He's actually glass cannoning right now, which is just a term used when someone doesn't have armor and they're opping. Against the bonus, I'm surprised that he's getting caught off by an Omen blind. He is going to step up his performance a lot this map. He definitely was pretty pissed off about how he played in Haven. Um, but getting caught off by an Omen blind here when the barrier drops is really confusing to me. I don't know why, you're not really expecting like a B rush or some sort of like fast-paced play here. And since he does get caught off by it, he's going to have to take a timing peek with his dash. He's going to miss, get revealed, put down to 20 HP, and fragmented and killed. So this round just becomes super easy for 100 Thieves, right? In this time, Boostio is a big button pusher, pace pusher. He doesn't really care. He kind of wanders around and does whatever he feels like is right on his own timing. He's not someone who's going to play with respect against you. That's been the theme of this team all season, okay? So in this timing, right, where, Sentinels are quote-unquote freaking out in a moment like this, right, their opper's dead, they think they're getting B-rushed. He has now walked out on first timing of A main, right? The round hasn't even been out for 15 seconds, and he's already about to walk into a bomb site. Now, John's put a sensor here for tenz to play off of. I don't know if this is some sort of like protocol or, maybe like a count has been called, all five, four people B, whatever it is, and maybe they think that Boosty is walking up mid or cat on this timing, and he switched it up on them. But someone should definitely be holding this line in space, specifically because there is a tripwire here, right? So you have a tripwire for cat. If you have a player in wine or an A main playing off this sensor, it's going to be way better than two people audibly rotating away. So I think that was probably a miscommunication there. And in that timing, Lucio's actually going to be able to pick off John, 5v3, alarm bot down, setting up an A site. tenz is going to have really just nice game sense and understanding of what he needs to do right now. He's immediately going to go try to cut off the spike. He doesn't want them to get there. So pretty lazy for 100 Thieves. Some people rotating with their knife out here, some people holding. tenz is going to get two. To be honest, I think if he hit this TP, it would have been pretty different, but he's going to get a ping here. Situation's going to kind of get reset. Bangs one off of his ult, and he gets it. He realizes it. He's going to immediately back up, and then, crazy enough, somehow, some way, he's actually going to whiff this Omen ult. So, tenz can have the option to kind of stand on it like that, but if Bang even comes close to it, it'll automatically get picked up into his inventory. The only way to actually block that Omen ult from happening is if the spike is on the ground. You need kind of like three people there. These are feet in this example, kind of like boxing out the spike so he can't actually form in the middle because there's no hitbox there for him. It's all space that's been taken up. So kind of a rushed play there, pretty bad from Bang. They're going to have to now go get the spike. Lucio's taking a lot of space. He's kind of like completely out of the round and can't really help. So Saucy's here with an Odin, unfortunately not a rifle. I really don't like how fast tenz use that smoke, but at the end of the day, he just feels pressured and just wants to use the utility he has. Saucy not even really on an off angle, just gets caught out here. tenz is now forced to kind of like take a fight in this time. 3v1 situation. It's a really nice shot, and then a 2v1 here. Pretty hard to win. 100 Thieves are going to win the bonus and be able to really play on this attack well. So here's your Sentinels anti-KO ult setup. You got Zelsus anchoring the A site with double sensor and a camera on cat for either Zekin to play off of or him to even use. Okay, Sasuke's kind of like floating in like this mid-3 position here with his rifle and his dart. He's ready to just run over and help if he needs to. John is playing on B with some Cypher utility. He's got this deep lane trip for him to play off of, and he's got a market trip to spam off of. So again, multiple layers of just bullshit you got to deal with, right? tenz also has his blind, and he can also kind of like move. I'm kind of surprised to see that like Zekin isn't playing a position like this, just because tenz does have like the Omen ult. It does make sense that they do have a KO ult, so they can't really like rely on tenz Omen ulting, because if he does get pinged, it's broken. So it does make a little more sense if I'm thinking about it in that way. But I just think that maybe like tenz being like put on an extremity on A could be better, where you could maybe like ult to a position like, I don't know, over here, maybe. If like the KOL is like pulsing and ready to come over and help and use smokes. Who knows? Not necessarily a bad setup or anything like that, just something to think about. So the KOL is going to get ripped here by Asuna, and they're going to get ready to do kind of like a misdirection play for Cryo. So as you can see, the KOL is obviously in B main, and they're making a bunch of noise. Cryo and EU are kind of like sneaking through mid here. And again, check out the layers that we have here. So a one-way smoke stairs entices you to go lane, which entices you to go into the trip. A late landing knife has hit B main, or sorry, this bow area, and I think it's pinged both of them, and at least pinged John. And tenz is able to, again, use like another smoke and a blind if he needs to in this situation. I think that him angling out and getting this first kill is really good, and then I think he kind of needs like to slow the situation down, right? No longer suppressed or anything like that. He needs to understand that 100 Thieves are in between a rock and a hard place, right? So if we're drawing on the map here, okay, we kind of have like this place to like this area to like play in if you're 100 Thieves, right? So theoretically, the backside B players need to do a really good job of living and taking their time until the help can get there, because they have them boxed in right now, okay? So you want to be careful, you know, when you're tenz going for like a play like this. I understand that you're using a blind and, you know, it makes sense, but he kind of like peeking, dying on his own here, while John's kind of sitting and waiting for them to come to him, right? So going 2 for 1 in the bomb site, getting traded out by Bang. Seconds are going to kill EU on like a little cross there if he's trying to wrap. 2v3 situation here now. No drone, no dart. Zekken dash to break the crossfire, ends up not seeing him. Cryo with great composure there, just instantly killing him. In that time, Bang has repositioned, catches Zelsis on timing there, and when Zekken closes the door, it prompts him to swing. So nice 2v3 from 100 Thieves. I'll be honest with you, Sentinels are looking terrible in situations where they're feeling like the pressure or the heat. I don't know what's going on. tenz just threw one of the last rounds that we broke down by over peaking and just trying to like go for like a fight. He's still going to continue going for it. I don't understand what the point is. So 100 Thieves with a nice read slash call here. Okay, they're going to go into the weaker bomb site, and this is all a misdirection, right? So they know that Cryo has to deal with 2 tripwires, right? 2 sensors, okay? The net, right? A lot of bullshit. You know, we don't want Cryo. We don't want him dealing with that. We want people like Asuna and EU having to deal with that stuff and break it themselves, right? So another misdirection here, right? We're acting like we're doing the fast A rush, but in this timing, Cryo's instantly coming up cat right now, okay? He's looking for backstabs. He's looking for unsuspecting targets. tenz does a great job defending this space. He gets a kill. What is this? I mean, is this a rank game? After you die here, are you gonna change your mouse or your mouse pad and scratch your head like this and say like, nah, you know, I'm actually gonna go to .165 here. Back up, TP away, alt away, drop a smoke on yourself, do anything but this. Alright, fuck it, I'll just try to win the round myself. The actual just brain rot, dies. John's trying to jiggle and use his net, doesn't even have his gun out. Zekken peeks without a double swing. Uses all of his knives, has nothing now. John's just getting jumped in sight, just screaming help. Just like anybody, please, can anyone hear me? Help me, I'm alone in sight. 1v1, 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 none of them are one. Sorry, tenz technically did win 1 at the start, he got immediately traded out. 2v4 situation here. Crowd put down to 1 HP. Gonna have to save another time here. And again, Sentinels are just grasping at straws. I don't think they know what to do because they can't even work together. I believe we previously covered kind of like this breakdown between like the Killjoy versus like the Cypher. I mean, I don't even know what this letter is. Anyway, the Cypher can kind of bolster your defense and kind of like make your attacking like a little harder, depending on the type of team that you are. And then the Killjoy can kind of like make your attacking look a little easier with things like exec mollies, you know, when you're hitting like the bomb site, you know, for in the door and stuff like that. Being able to use that ult maybe 2 or 3 times a half. But something that's really, really good for the Cypher to do is actually use his camera, not for himself. So putting the camera top mid and popping it late. Putting the camera tiles. He can clear out these lanes where the opper might be, and that can influence kind of decision based on information for the rest of his team. So they can kind of take like calculated risk rather than just like random risk. Okay, so Cryo's instantly going to get seen here at 136. He's going to break the camera, pull the target out. Watch how fast he's going to reposition to be here. He now understands that it doesn't really make sense for people to walk up A main anymore. Okay, it doesn't really make sense for someone to go to cat, right? He is going gonna go to the game. This is what good duelists do. They go to the game. They don't sit back and wait for the game to come to them, right? So this reposition here is going to be on insane timing. Second sitting here waiting for a drone, okay? Breaking the killjoy util, going step by step. Sasi's going to drone from a safe position here. Krause is going to hide. Okay, the B anchor is going to break this for him. He's going to angle out and kill Zekken. So again, Zekken has been first blooded on a bonus, making these rounds extremely difficult for Sentinels to convert. Now, they are going to give it a pretty good good attempt here, okay? Crowd's going to keep kind of swinging here. They're regrouping. They're trying to sell this like mid-B split, and they're looking to see if they can kill rotators here. So Boostio almost gets caught jiggling here. He's going to go back and get ready to turtle. Cryo's having to look at kind of like two things at once here. He can't really decide on what he wants to do. Boostio, sorry, Asuna and Bang are doing a good job like maintaining A info though in this time. So the pump kind of comes through here. SENS is going to die, going for a TP play. Zelsis is kind of like a deeper spot in mid here. We can kind of like play for a kill. Ends up getting one. They know that Cryo is pinned down here. They don't want to go to site before they kill him. John is also 2 off of his ult, so it's getting close. 15 seconds on the clock here. It's getting uncomfortable. Sasi going for a dart, ready to spam people on sound or reveal. 8 seconds left. John looking to scale. Kills one. Bomb getting planted. Defending him. Kills another. All online. He's going to rip the annihilation. It's going to miss. Crowd trying to angle out. Misses barely. Sasi with a great kill, dropping into the bomb site. Instantaneous reposition before they could even set up. Sasi trying to find him first. John down to 1 HP. Knives online. Shorty available. Sitting, waiting to see if John will do something. They know he's low, so they think that he's going to make a play and peek on timing. He ends up jumping out with no ammo in his shorty, and it's still going to be able to close this out for 100 Thieves and just make this map even easier than it was. So on the behalf of a lot of Zekken multi-kills and 100 Thieves having like a different approach to like closing out this game, the main thing that I like to highlight is just like closing out games itself. So, you know, a 5v3 situation like this kind of like falling apart. Not really any too crazy over peaks in that situation, just more so like them operating like a little too fast on top of like a cryo miss there. You know, now the barrier mesh is in the door. It's reinforcing. They know they can only be heaven. Zelsis is eventually going to get a camera here to tag cryo, and then Zekken's going to be able to peek on that and kill him, forcing EU to save cryo's op just because, you know, that's the winning condition in this moment. But 100 Thieves was up, I believe it was 12-4, 12-5 at this point, right? So when you're up like this, something that teams kind of forget to do is you can play like you're up, right? You don't really need to care about the enemy team. You don't really need to care what they're doing. Why? They need to win 9 rounds from this stand, right? You just need to win 1. So you can do things like 4-1s. You can do things like gamble. You can do things like be aggressive, get aggro, right? Cheese them, you know, whatever your approach might be. It can all be good. I just think 100 Thieves need to do kind of like a better job of just comboing ults in this setting and stopping the like force like win the game like so fast so hard, because if they didn't have such an insane attack half, they actually probably should have lost this map. I don't necessarily know who the better Abyss team would have been, but you know, going to a new map on map 3 isn't, you know, favorable just because you don't really have any prep or an understanding of what they're going to do, and you can get caught off really easily. 10-12, game on the line. You cannot lose or you're going to go home. Okay, we're going to end up popping behind Zelsis' util here. He's going to try to fake it and make it seem like it's just a Cypher defaulting over here, but it's actually 5 of them. This might have been some sort of strategy or tendency that they know about how cryo ops when it was like saved or something like that, and they're trying to avoid him. But at the end of the day, another botched fundamental Sentinels round. People being on the same page. I feel like time and time again I've watched John QT just get thrown to the wolves, specifically by tenz. I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand how he keeps just like straying away from him, but it keeps happening. So the contest is going to come up. tenz is ready to hold his blind. If there was contact or a fight, he knows he can now save it. And they're going to get ready to pop here with the drone. He's going to see nothing. Zekken's ready to go. Breaks the turret. He's going to get ready to dash out and close the switch. Barrier mesh lands market. There's no flood. Nice first blood. Cryo with a big trade. No gun really able to use there. Bang's going to invest the ultimate in this setting. Annihilation being used. EU gets one before he goes. So a 3v3 situation here. Smoke going in, taking off an LOS there. John's now going to plant the bomb, and we can now kind of like create a triangle here. So what's our kind of like best course of action? It's very simple. Since this side has been taken away, we just need to kind of have like a little bit of an up-down as John and tenz holding this lane position. Why? Saucy is posted stairs with an Odin, okay? Just double hold this and just make sure they can't peek me on timing and kill me. That's all I need out of you tenz, okay? That's all I need. So he's going to get one. Does a great job. He's going to back up into the smoke, and now he's going like into smoke form. So again, I don't know what the kind of like urgency of this is. I don't really know why he thinks he needs to do this, but John gets caught out. So which one is it? tenz, are you going to abandon the smoke and just chill and hold with your teammate and make sure he doesn't die? And if you're going to, I need to hear some serious urgency in your voice saying, John, tuck, I'm smoking. After I'm done, I'll jump spot for you over here, and then you can maybe peek off of me. Whatever it might be, great. Great. You gotta be able to thrive in the chaos. John dies for free. No command is now online. Knife for aggro, only pings Sova. He's kind of concerned on where tenz is at this time. He's sitting there ADSing lane on Bang. Sitting, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Once it does, Bang is going to kind of like peek after a second after. So again, notice how he isn't peeking when the smoke's up. He lets the smoke drop, so another angle is presented. Someone might move, someone might peek. You know, tenz doesn't in this setting. It doesn't actually matter. He just ends up peeking him and out reacting him. Aussie is going to find Saucy for him. Dart's going to come out. Bang's going to hit the 1D, and Saucy's going to kind of like mouse slam there on the desk, which I respect. You know, it's a lot of passion, and that's a real competitor. So in a previous 100 Thieves video, we talked about Bang matching up against Khalil at the time when 100 Thieves got 2-0'd by Furia. This is the player you need to unleash. I cannot stress it enough. Bang cannot be on some support bitch role where he's just doing the annoying shit. He's doing the, you know, the easy job that no one really wants to do. I want to see this guy get involved. I want to see this guy frag out, post plants, retakes, mid rounds, whatever it might be. Set him up to play. Okay. A uncharacteristic kind of like quiet day from Zekken. On top of the fact that, you know, Zelsis and Saucy didn't even really get to play the game because of that. Usually it kind of like starts from the, you know, ground up. So, you know, usually, you know, oh, sorry, you can't even see that. Let me rewrite that. So we have duelist, initiator, controller, and sentinel. So when the duelist isn't performing, it slowly starts to affect the others, right? So if the duelist can't get into the bomb site and get first bloods, these guys can't even play the game properly, right? And then if these guys can't play the game properly, neither can the controller, because his lurking or his in extremity space isn't even, you know, doing good. And now if that's happening, the Sentinel's probably just confused and walking up and dying and accomplishing nothing throughout the entire game. So the game does revolve solely around the duelist. And again, when he has a bad day like this, even though he did finish positive with some good stats, this was mainly just padded in a fake comeback because 100 Thieves decided to attempt to close out the game in the way that they did. But Haven was a better showing for like what's going on like with these teams right now. Ascent, a bunch of botched man advantage situations, botched post plants from Sentinels. They easily could have won this map if they wanted to, but Haven, they were just pretty much outclassed. These 7-point ultimates between Cryo and Asuna were really hard to deal with. The combos with the utility were really hard to deal with. They could not solve it. This team had a really early peak in the season with winning the Masters Madrid tournament. When I was scrimming them, they felt harder to scrim than any of the teams that I was playing. I was beating teams like Loud, NRG, and anybody like that. Sentinels was not easy to scrim, okay, especially on Breeze. Those guys were not giving you shit. So unfortunately, it's not about how you start. It's actually about how you end. That's why I'm not sitting in Challengers playoffs right now. It's because we had a bad end. So they do end up qualifying for champs based on Leviathan winning this best of 3 here. So they are good to go, even though they get knocked out by 100 Thieves, who immediately got knocked out after this. But, you know, getting kind of like outclassed like this, and in my opinion, just like not even working well together at all in an elimination match where your potential like season is on the line, it's pretty concerning when you're going into the champs tournaments. I don't know how much credit I can give them right now. But that's all I have for this video today. Again, have more playoff coverage coming out. I am backtracking on that regard. I've just been wrapped up in a lot of stuff, and then I'll be covering all of champs as well. As always, if you have a suggestion, please leave it down in the comments below. I read every single comment on every single video, so don't forget that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to get better at the game, open the description, join my Discord, check out the options I have for coaching, and let's get to work. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. See you out of here. Deuces.